Week 3 of following along with Running Rebooted, and wow, things are getting interesting.
Definitely keeps you guessing.
It really does.
Yeah.
This runner is shaking things up big time.
Yeah.
Venturing way off the beaten path, like literally.
Literally, yeah.
We are talking a 42-kilometer off-road bike ride.
Whoa. Can you imagine?
That's a long way on a bike, especially off-road.
Yeah, I mean, you see cross-training and marathon plans, it's pretty common.
It is, yeah, you do see it, yeah.
But that's a serious chunk of time in the saddle.
For sure.
And this wasn't just a casual cruise around the park.
No.
This was 4.5 hours, battling punctures.
Wow.
Hills, I mean, it sounds like an epic cycling adventure.
It does.
Not something I'd expect to see in a marathon training log.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, what's the goal?
Is all this cross-training overkill?
Yeah.
Or is it building some next-level resilience for race day?
It's a good question.
Right.
You know, it's interesting because there's definitely benefits to cross-training with cycling.
Right.
Like, you're working your cardiovascular system, but you're not putting that same pounding on your joints.
Right.
But 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's a serious workout.
It is. Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder, how's that going to impact the rest of the week?
Yeah.
You know, could you be setting yourself up for fatigue?
Right.
You gotta be careful.
And not just physically, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mentally, too. I mean, dealing with punctures, tackling those hills.
Right.
That takes grit.
It does.
And that's the kind of grit that can really come in handy on race day.
Absolutely, yeah. Mental toughness is huge in a marathon.
Huge.
For sure.
And speaking of variety,
Yes.
this week wasn't all about two wheels.
Okay.
This runner, they're like taking a spin through a whole fitness buffet.
All right. What else did they do?
We've got tempo runs,
Okay, good.
badminton,
Interesting.
even a victorious football game.
Wow.
I mean, talk about mixing it up.
That's great. You've got to listen to your body, though, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, it's all about finding that balance,
Right?
avoiding burnout.
Yep. Burnout is the enemy.
Big time.
Yeah. You've got to be strategic about your recovery.
It's interesting, though, because even with all that variety, the coach did have some thoughts on that badminton session.
Oh, real?
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
But first, let's talk fuel.
Okay.
This week, our runner tackled an 18K run.
Nice.
And there's an interesting little detail in the blog about their gel strategy.
Okay, fueling is so key, especially as those long runs get longer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Essential for going the distance.
Absolutely. Your body only has so much stored glycogen, and when that runs out, you hit the wall.
Talk about a recipe for a rough run.
The worst. That's why those gels, the carbohydrates, they're so crucial.
Yeah, they give you that boost.
Exactly. They replenish those glycogen stores, keep you going.
And I thought it was interesting the timing they used.
Okay, what did they do?
First gel at the 9K mark,
Okay.
and the second one around 13K.
Interesting.
And they mentioned in the blog that they felt this real boost after that second gel
Good.
powered them through the rest of the run.
That's great. It sounds like they're figuring out what works for them.
Yeah, dialing it in.
Which is key because everyone's a little different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You have to find what works for you.
So, about that badminton session.
Yes, the coach had some thoughts.
And this is where having a coach can be so valuable.
Oh, for sure.
It's like having this expert in your corner.
Yeah, someone who's been there, done that.
Exactly. They've seen it all.
They know the ups and downs. They can help you navigate.
And this coach, they don't miss a beat.
Oh, yeah.
They pick up on those strong, consistent long runs.
Good.
Even wondered, was that gel timing change a factor?
Interesting.
But then they also honed in on those recovery runs,
Recovery run.
which can be easy to overlook.
So easy. You think marathon training, you think big miles.
You want to push it? But those slower runs, they're crucial.
Absolutely crucial. That's where the magic happens.
Right. That's when your body actually recovers.
It is. You're rebuilding muscle tissue, replenishing energy.
So you can come back stronger.
Exactly. And the coach really emphasized pacing during those runs.
Yeah, they're like, don't go too fast.
Easy to get caught up, feel good, and push the pace.
It's tempting.
It is, but you got to resist that urge.
It's about the long game.
100%. Slow and steady wins the race.
And speaking of finding that balance,
Yes, the badminton.
the coach didn't give it a hard no,
Okay.
but definitely some words of caution.
Interesting.
I think it comes down to badminton's great for agility,
Right.
but it can put some stress on the knees.
It can, yeah, those lateral movements.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
So close to race day.
Yeah, you want to be mindful of those joints.
And that's what I appreciate about this coach. They're thinking of everything,
They're looking at the big picture.
not just performance, but the whole athlete.
Exactly. It's about reaching the starting line healthy.
Ready to run your best race.
And then some.
So much to think about from just week 3, you know?
It really shows how this whole training thing, it's a journey, right?
Totally.
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah,
about the miles.
It's about figuring out what works for you.
Exactly. And that looks different for everyone.
It does. And this week really drove that home, I think.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought about a 42K bike ride?
Right. Talk about thinking outside the box.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you got to experiment,
You do.
see what sticks.
And having that coach in your corner, that helps.
Oh, huge time. They can help you sort through all the noise.
Make sure you're on the right track.
Absolutely. So, for anyone listening, thinking, okay, how does this apply to me?
Yeah, what's the takeaway?
Think about your own training this week.
What did it look like?
Did it have that good mix,
Were you pushing yourself?
but also prioritizing recovery?
And maybe most importantly, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps us coming back for more, right?
100%. That's what keeps us lacing up those shoes.
So if you're looking for more inspiration, more insights into this whole marathon journey, definitely head over to Running Rebooted.
Check out the blog. See what other adventures this runner gets up to.
It's a good reminder that marathon training, it doesn't have to be one size fits all.
Find what works for you, listen to your body, and enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. Happy training, everyone.